Hello and welcome to my first vlog of 2019. I was really hoping for a quiet January, but funnily enough it never quite happens like that. Now, I've been aware for months that this was going to be a really difficult time for hospices in terms of budgeting, and of course we had the announcement about the NHS pay rises last year, which is going to increase costs, and we estimated that at the time around 30 million to the hospice sector. But as you will all now know, just before Christmas, the government snuck out a consultation asking for responses to the NHS pensions rising from 14% to over 20%. When we add this together, the impact on hospices is going to be around 60 million a year. And many of you have told us that you've got additional costs now of around £150,000 to factor in by the 1st of April. It's simply unsustainable. Jonathan Ellis has been working hard to put in a consultation response and writing letters to the Department of Health and Social Care. And we're really pleased that our friends at the Daily Mirror have taken up the campaign for us as well. We're really hoping that the government will be able to help us with the pensions rise and hopefully cover that. And we are still campaigning on the pay rises as well. We really want to help hospices at this point because we know how difficult it is for you all to be able to continue running the services and try and help more people. As you'll also know, I've spent quite a bit of time recently up in Jarrow trying to help the team and the volunteers up at St Clair's Hospice. We tried really hard to save the hospice, but unfortunately it became clear very quickly that the hospice was insolvent and we had to close down. I was just so impressed by the way that the team handled it and the volunteers and the local community. It was distressing news after 30 years and many people were terribly upset. But the way the community has come together, I think, has been inspirational, and we're really hopeful that we'll be able to put together a new palliative care service, probably around hospice at home, to start up very soon for the local area. In hopefully more positive news, I'm delighted that the campaign by our friends at Together for Short Lives, which we supported to increase the Children's Hospice grant, looks to have been successful. I say looks to have been successful because there's still some detail to be ironed out and some inconsistencies with the NHS long-term plan. But we are fighting with Together for Short Lives to make sure that we see that increase and that it goes to children's hospices as intended. All of this makes our upcoming conferences even more relevant, and the big one I want to talk about is our brand new trustee conference in Coventry on the 1st of March. We'll be talking in more detail about what happened at St Clair's so we can learn from the lessons there, but also talking about increased governance and the risks involved in being a trustee and the things that we all need to consider in terms of our long-term sustainability. It's really a conference that you, your trustees and your boards can't afford to miss. The need for hospices to raise more money in ever more inventive ways can't be underestimated, and when I speak to hospice boards, one of the things that they highlight to me is, are we maximising our legacies? So this year on the 12th of February we've decided to dedicate a whole conference to a deep dive in hospice legacies. Do you know if you're doing absolutely everything you can to maximise fundraising from legacies? If not, you really need to be there. If you work in hospice retail or you have an interest, then the 11th of April is a date you need to put in your diary. It's our Hospice Retail Conference in Warwickshire and also our Retail Awards. Please do take a look on the website and nominate somebody from your hospice if one of the categories looks like it would work for you. I think my favourite one is about the most unusual item donated, and I know that there are some really interesting things that have come into hospice shops this year. So please do take a look and come along to the conference. It's well worth attending. It's really not long till our 2019 Dying Matters Awareness Week in May, and we're having the kick-off event next week in Manchester. Please do come along and join us. We'll be sharing lots of ideas and inspiration for different events that people will be holding all across the country. But before that, we've got something that you can really get your teeth into, quite literally. Our Open Up Hospice Care campaign will return all through the month of March. We've got 70 campaign partners who are going to be very involved, but even if you haven't signed up, don't worry, you can still get involved in social media and take a look at our website for the different ways that you can be involved throughout the month. One of the big things I wanted to highlight is food, because it's such a big part of care and of hospice care. So we've decided that if we're going to talk about hospice care at home with our Open Up Week, then why not have a taste of home? We'll talk about some of the food that we enjoy eating. Why not have a meal and invite your friends round and talk about opening up hospice care? It's a fantastic way to get involved. Whether it's a roast that you like, or you love a lasagna, or it's all about curry and Indian food for you, doesn't matter, whatever it is, we'd love to hear from you. Share your stories on social media, and we'll all be getting involved right through March. I'll be back in April for my next video update, and I know it's going to be a busy time. In the meantime, please do keep an eye out for Hospice Leaders Briefing, for my blogs, and for our website and social media. There's lots going on, and we want to see you all involved. Thank you.